I've got a high-end haul to share with you guys today, and I've got quite a bit of stuff. I was contemplating whether or not doing like 2 separate videos or 2 separate hauls, but I think I'll just continue on until I've hauled everything that I've recently purchased. It's kind of that time of year where brands are dropping new products and also their spring and summer collections, and Tom Ford is one of them. When I purchased, I think I've got 3 products to share with you from the summer collection. I wasn't able to get the large face compact just yet. It was on the Sephora website, but it wasn't available like to purchase yet. It said like coming soon or whatever, but I'm thinking I wasn't as nuts about last year's version. I think it was the afternooner. So I'm still kind of going back and forth whether or not I want to try out the new version of it. But anyway, let me show you the products I did get from the Tom Ford summer collection. The products all come in gold Tom Ford box packaging, and they also have got a little faux suede like white pouch in there. This first one is the Sheer Highlighting Duo, and it's called Reflects Gilt. And I couldn't quite tell online. I had an inkling that it was going to be too dark for like a highlighter on the top of my cheekbones, and it is. But I think that they might make very, very pretty eyeshadows or also like blush toppers. So there is not a ton of product in here. It's 0.1 ounce in the whole thing. So you're getting 1.5 grams or a half an ounce of product in here, which is not a lot for how much you pay for it. But the packaging is white with the gold trim. And then inside here are your 2 highlighters. One's very gold and one's a little bit more bronzy gold. The texture on these is very nice. When I posted a picture of this on Instagram, some folks had said that they had a hard time like picking up the product. This is a baked jelly type of a product, and if you take and use these types of jelly type products with a really soft brush, maybe like a synthetic or something, and you put it on your face for products and use that same one, and if by chance maybe a little bit of foundation or a little bit of moisture gets on that brush and then you go over the top of this, you'll start to create a hard pan on the product, which I'm thinking is one of the things that was happening with some folks that had commented about not being able to pick up product on like last year's cheek duo that came out, and a couple other ones with this similar type of texture. When I use these baked jelly type products, and this goes for like the Dior Glowing Gardens highlighter that I love, the Anastasia Starlight, MAC and Extra Dimension, any of those, I tend to use a stiffer natural bristle brush to pick it up. This is a Chikuhoda highlight brush, something like this. I use this, I really like this brush for highlighting with these jelly type products, and this works really well. There are some that I do have to really kind of grind my brush into them, but I do have better luck with the natural bristles that are a little bit stiffer than something that's synthetic and really, really soft. It has a harder time to pick up products like this on the brush. So I don't see really any glitter chunks in this product. It seems pretty smooth. But that one is Reflects Gilt. I don't know what it is with the gilt. Like there's, what's that other one? The Estee Lauder one? Whisper of Gilt. Gilt? Is there like a gilt and gold highlighting or what? The other duo that came out is the Sheer Cheek Duo in Paradise Lust. And I really like this one. I've worn it twice so far. This one has 0.15 ounces of product, or 4.4 grams. So it's about 2.2 grams per product, or what, 0.075 ounces? But this here has got a highlight shade and also a blush shade, and depending on your skin tone, I thought initially that this would not be light enough for me for a highlighter, but it actually is. It's not light enough to like really lift my cheekbone, but it's definitely light enough to put on top of my cheekbones and give a really pretty sheen. This is what they look like. I've worn both of these a few times, and the highlight half does feel a little bit softer than the blush half in here, but this one's like a coral pink shade, but see, that is pretty light. It doesn't look like it's going to be light enough in the pan when you just look at it, but so that one is Paradise Lust. I'm going to go ahead and show you what Paradise Lust looks like next to last year's version, which is called Bicoastal. And in the Bicoastal one, both of those shades were blush shades for me, or more like blush topper. I wasn't quite able to use the highlight shade in Bicoastal as a highlighter on top of my cheekbones, but this year's version I can. I'm having trouble trying to open the compacts. So this one right here is Bicoastal, so you can see the blush is a bit more pink and the highlighter is a little bit deeper, and then this one is Paradise Lust for comparison. So the other Tom Ford summer product that I purchased is the Cream and Powder Eye Color, and it's in the shade 06 Young Adonis. There is 0.24 ounces of cream in here and 0.07 ounces in the lid, which is the glitter portion. It comes in this 2-tier type packaging where you've got the glitter in the lid with a little mirror, and then the cream product is on the bottom. I've heard Young Adonis being compared to the cream shadow in Platinum, also from Tom Ford, quite a bit. And I feel like there's a pretty decent amount of difference. The Young Adonis shade is cooler, it's lighter, and it's shinier. Like there's more sparkle in it, whereas Platinum still has a nice shine to it, but it's not as like sparkly. And it's also warmer and a little bit darker. So today I do have Young Adonis on the inner portion of my lid right there. I did put down the cream shadow, patted it on with my finger, and then I took a brush and tried to pack over some of the glitter. I will say that the glitter in this lid is one of the more poor versions of the Tom Ford glitter, like pressed glitters that I've used. I have 2 other of his duo cream shadows like this, and I feel like the glitter on top is much nicer than this one. I think what I'm going to have to do is kind of take like a spoolie or something and rub it across the top, because it's already got like a glaze of hard pan over it, even though I like barely even used it. And I mean, I was like grinding a brush up in there, so I'm gonna have to try to break it apart. But the glitter in this one isn't that great, and for 60 bucks it should be amazing. But I really like the cream shadow on the bottom, the Young Adonis shade. So let me go ahead and swatch this, and then I'll also give you guys a swatch of Tom Ford's Platinum shadow. So here's the glitter. You can see the hard pan forming on there already, but and then the bottom portion does come with a little plastic cover over the top, but I'll just go like that. Yeah, the glitter probably isn't going to swatch too well there, but the cream shadow is really pretty. And then here's a swatch of Tom Ford's Platinum. So you can see that, I feel like at least, there's a good enough difference in there, but I do really wish the glitter shade in the Young Adonis was better in terms of quality, especially for the money, but the cream shadow is beautiful. And then Too Faced recently launched their spring collection. There is a big eyeshadow palette that I'm just dying to get my hands on, but it wasn't available in my local Ulta or Sephora, and it's not on the Sephora website, but it is on the Too Faced website. So I'm hoping it's going to come to some other retailers soon, because I'm not nuts about ordering off of the Too Faced website anymore. So anyway, I did purchase one of the 3 highlighter shades that came out with that collection, and it's the Too Faced Love Light Prismatic Highlighter, and the shade that I have is Blinded by the Light. There is 0.32 ounces of product in here, and it's a baked gelée type of product. And initially I thought this was going to be a little bit more pink, but it's more flesh toned. It's light enough for my fair skin, and I do really like it, but I found that I kind of had to pack it on a little bit heavier in order to get that same level of intensity that I would get out of the Dior Air Nude Luminizer, like 002. Is it called? I'm going to compare the two, so I've got the Dior right here as well. But I do have a little bit of this on the top of my cheekbones today. I went over it with the Kiko, one of the Kiko highlighters that I hauled in my last video is on top of this. I do like it, but I thought I was going to be a lot more nuts about it than I actually am. Maybe if my skin, when it gets a little bit in the warmer months, my skin's not so desert dry, I might like it a little bit more, but I'll give you guys some swatches. It did say Too Faced right there, but again, like I said, I kind of had to grind my brush in it. It is pretty smooth though, I will say that. Like there's no chunky or gritty feeling to this product. It's pretty smooth. And then, yeah, Estee Lauder recently acquired Too Faced, so I won't be surprised if this formula is too far off from like Estee Lauder or MAC's gelée formulas. But let me swatch it next to the Dior Skin Nude Air Luminizer in 002, which is one of my favorite highlighters ever. This is very smooth as well. It's more pink though. And then Chanel just released some new products on their website. One of them I've been seeing like pictures on Instagram for a while, and I was excited about it. It's the Plissé Lumière de Chanel Illuminating Powder. And the print on this is so pretty. I already took, there's a little cover with like that half moon brush that comes in here. But that's what this guy looks like. I don't think it's going to be, you know, lifting on my cheekbones. But I will say that the Doesn't it just kill you when you have to mess up the embossing on products? It's very, very smooth. And it is along the golden lines. So either blush topper or when I'm really tan, which is like never, but still. But the Chanel website's the only place that I've seen this product thus far. And this is that baked gelée type of formula as well. And then the other product, which I was so excited about, I have got one tweed blush that is probably, I think it's the very first Chanel blush that I ever purchased, was a tweed. I think it was called Tweed Pink, actually. I still have it. And the pigmentation on that one and the texture of that one is nowhere near the texture and pigmentation of this new one. So the shade I got is 110 Tweed Cherry Blossom, and it's beautiful. There, if you can see in there, there are little finely milled sparkles inside of here. They look like silver. But this is the blush that I have on my cheeks today, and I actually touched it a little bit on my chin, my nose, and my forehead, because it's the type of blush that gives your face that just out of the sun type of a blush. It's really beautiful, but I barely put my brush in here, and this thing is really pigmented. Like, boom! So I'm tempted. I think there's two new tweed blushes that came out, because they discontinued the tweed blushes a couple of years ago, but I'm tempted to get the other shade as well, because I really like this one. And it actually, you can see the little fine silver sparkles, but the majority of the blush, like the base of the blush, is a satin matte type of color. This is another video that's just full of highlighters. It's all about the highlighters right now, and I kind of feel like it's always going to be all about the highlighters. I don't think I'm ever going to get sick of baked gelée highlighters. But Nars came out with it's called the Blanc de Sable Highlighting Palette. And this is also a baked gelée product. There are 3 shades in here. They are called Rivage, Soleil, and Embruns. 0.11 ounces a piece, which is, this has got a nice amount of product in there compared to like your Tom Ford duos. There's quite a bit more product in here, and there's 3 shades. This one over here is a bronzy, then you've got like a gold champagne, and then this one here is a white, I wouldn't say white gold because it doesn't have a huge amount of gold shift, but it's a really white champagne color that is light enough for fair skin tones. And the texture on these is beautiful as well. Very, very smooth, very finely milled. It almost feels like a baked gelée powder hybrid. But these are really, really beautiful. Like, I'll take a single full size in that one, please. Very pretty. So those are the 3 shades in the new Nars Blanc de Sable highlighting, or Sable highlighting palette. In one of my Sephora orders, I did get a Sephora VIB Rouge gift, and it's a really cute little brush. It comes in a red pouch, and then there's a synthetic little travel size brush in here. It's very nice. I like where they're going with some of their VIB Rouge products. It's cute. Super soft synthetic. It's that same type of bristles on their Pro range. I purchased quite a few items from the new Lorac spring collection. Those light pastel type colors are just so up my alley. Let me show you the powder products, which I love all 3 of these. Unfortunately, I don't feel like, as far as blushes are concerned, like these 2 shades, unless you're super fair, kind of like me, and even if you are fair, depending on how you like your makeup exactly, these can kind of wash you out. They're very pastel, which there's a look that I like to do with colors like this that I absolutely love, which is how I've been using them, but I know that not everybody's going to be crazy about these products. And all 3 of these have got a sheen to them, except the green one is an actual highlighter, a green minty highlighter, and I'm all about sporting a green minty highlighter on top of my cheekbones. It's light enough, it's very shiny. You can tell that it's like a teal green, so it's definitely not going to be for everybody, but here is the shade Luma, and it's a satin. It's kind of like a peachy pink color, but you can just see how pastel that color is. The next one's Panorama, and this is also a satin. Each one of these has 0.18 ounces of product in there. This is a beautiful lilac pink shade. I wore this as a blush with the green highlighter and some pastel purple eyeshadows with the highlighter also on my eyes. And I love the look. It was very springy, but it's something that's definitely not going to be for everybody. And then here is Limelight. You can't really see, but the packaging on here has got a holographic shift to it, like the pearl in there. But here's the highlighter. And it is quite shiny and minty. So that one is Limelight. And then the lipstick shade, which is, it's I Love Brunch Alter Ego lipstick in the shade Foodie. And I've got that on my lips today with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. And this is what this one looks like. And I really like this lipstick. I'm probably going to end up picking up the other two shades because this formula is a lot nicer than the formula that I tried when they first launched these Alter Ego lipsticks. So that's Foodie. Should put some more on. And this does have a light sweet scent to it as well. It's one that's not going to bother me though. It's more along like the vanilla type of sweet scent. I was just looking at these shades swatched on my hands, and I mean, they're super light and pale, but like when I look at it, it just makes me happy. I just love it. My camera keeps trying to overheat and I'm about to go stick it in the snowbank. From Sephora, I also purchased the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. Comes with a sleeve and it's in the cardboard packaging. Let's see how much product is in this guy. 4.5 grams each, or 0.16 ounces a piece. So you're getting a ton of product in here. What was this, 40 bucks? This here, you guys, while the shades are really pretty and they're really shiny, 1, 2, 3, every single shade in here, I can see micro glitters in there, which, like when I use the Forever Lit shade, I kind of got like particles kind of flew everywhere. So this is what they look like. I mixed these two shades together, I think, each time I've used it. I'll probably do that if I want to use any of these shades. I'll probably dip into the white to change the tone of each one, but make it still light enough for my skin tone. And I think they'll be really pretty eyeshadows as well. But I do wish that they would have omitted those glitters in all of these shades. I can actually feel them from swatching them. Like when I was swatching those other highlighters, I could feel how smooth they were. These, you can feel texture to them. But they do give that high shine wet look on the face after you buff it into the skin. So there's the top row. Definitely shiny. And then the bottom three. Oh yeah, I love the white shade, I really do. After I brush the particles that kind of shoot everywhere from my brush off. But so that's the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills. When I did my last Ulta order with that 20% off coupon, I also got another one of the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow, which I love these. The hype, they're worth the hype. It's called Diamond Dust. You do have to watch how thick of a layer you put on because you can get some glitter fallout later, or if you're going to blend eyeshadows, use this last because the blending will make that glitter fall out. So this is the one in Diamond Dust, and it's a very pretty silver. It almost has a hint of a goldiness to it, but these are beautiful products and they're so easy to use. Very, very high shine. I would say that I've been wearing one of these 5 days out of the week, and they came out with 3 new shades with their spring collection, which I'm going to get my hands on eventually, but Stila's website and also Ulta carries them. I like to wait for a sale. And then Tarte released a whole slew of new lipsticks, and they're the Rainforest of the Sea Color Splash lipsticks. I purchased one shade in Beach Babe, and I thought this was going to be a little bit more pink, but it pulls a little bit more nude or more brown than pink. So this is Beach Babe. And I do like the formula. I was wishing that the color was a little bit more pink than brown, but the packaging on here is a hard plastic. It's really pretty packaging. And then House of Lashes released another version of their Iconics, and they are the Iconic Lights. These are what I have on my eyes today. I love these. Sometimes when I wear, I have got the, I'm going to compare them all. I've got the Iconic Minis, the regular Iconics, and those are really pretty too, but sometimes it's just too much, I guess, and I feel like this might be my favorite version of the Iconic. I do really love the Iconic Minis as well, but this is what they look like. And I cut off, I would say I cut off about that much, so that's how much I'm wearing on both eyes. And then I want to show you guys what they look like next to the Iconics and the Minis. So the bottom is Iconic Mini, and then your original Iconics are in the middle, and the top ones are the Iconic Lights. I love all of these eyelashes, but I think my favorite ones are probably the Iconic Lights on top, because the band is thinner as well. And then I got a PR box from Milk Makeup, and I posted a picture of it on my Instagram. I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to like see me swatch them. I've seen a few other people do videos like just on these, but you guys wanted to see me swatch them. And these are the Milk Makeup eye pigments. There are 11 of them. There's 0.34 ounces of product in each tube, which is a massive amount of product. Like I was thinking, I wonder if I use this every day, how long I would be able to use it for. Probably the rest of my life. But this particular formula is a really long wearing formula, and long wearing cream products on my eyes tend to not do quite as well because I have a dry eyelid, and I tend to stick to really like tacky or hydrating type eyeshadow bases. And so these have that long wearing formula, and over an already drier surface area they will tend to enhance kind of the texture, or if you have any fine lines or anything like that on your lids, they'll enhance that. But I think I will get use out of these, say the middle of July or something. It gets humid, man. It gets really humid here in North Dakota. Like you would think you're in the south. It gets really humid. Like so if I was at a horse event or something, or went to the lake, I could see myself using those then. I haven't used them as an eyeshadow base, and I think that if you do, because they are that long wearing formula, you're going to have to work kind of fast, like put the eye pigment on and then pack over the top of it relatively quickly before it sets. At least with a drier skin type, because if it sets on a drier skin, you're like nothing else will stick to it after that. So if you have an oily eyelid though, I think you might really like these, because these have a long wear time. And instantly the shade that I gravitated towards and was most excited about was the shade Peep Show. It's kind of like a taupey color along those Tom Ford Platinum-ish type of lines. And this is the shade out of all 11 of them that has the least amount of pigment. Like it's more sheer, but it's also the one that has the highest amount of shine. So these ones all have a ton of pigmentation, and this one's a little bit less so. But let me go ahead and give you guys some swatches of them. So this first one is Peep Show. And this one is Silent Disco. I feel like since I'm doing a live swatch, I'm probably going to end up overdoing the product on all of these, but that one is Silent Disco. This shade is called Gig, like G-I-G. The next one is called After Party. It's like a rose gold or like a pinky shade. Oh, I feel like I'm going to make a mess here any moment, but what did I say that one's called? After Party is that one. I'm going to go ahead and squirt the product out first because I'm having troubles doing it without being able to see what I'm doing. So this one is called Hotel Lobby. And then I've got Sesh, S-E-S-H, which is a blue, like a really pretty blue shade. I was like, when I saw this shade and then the green shade, I was thinking, gosh, that would be pretty to wear like if I was going to the lake or something, but that's super vibrant. I mean, I could get away with wearing this long wearing formula for a day, but if I were to continually wear these, you know, day after day, it would like enhance the dryness in my eyelids. This next one is Rave. This color is so pretty too, though. It's a purple. I'm starting to get wild with my swatches here. So that one is Rave. I don't know if I told you, this one is Sesh, it's called. And then the green one is called Mermaid Parade. And this color, I was immediately drawn to this one too. This green shade. And that's right to the layer. It's just like so, like, it's like a, you know, a mermaid green color, but it's a very vibrant shade of green. So So that one is Mermaid Parade. And then Rager, which is kind of a, well, not kind of, it is a silver gray shade. Yeah, Rager, R-A-G-E-R. Like, I was thinking in my mind, I wonder what if I put this one down first and then I put like that Stila liquid diamond shadow, I wonder what it would look like. Maybe I'll just do that. But the Stila one is so pigmented too, though, it might just cover up what any of that would look like. But and then there is All Nighter, which is a steel gray color. That one is All Nighter. And then the last shade is called Jam Room. And this one is like a lilac gray, right? Yeah, it's like a lilac-y gray. Kind of a unique shade right there. And that's called Jam Room right there. Okay, these have had enough time, so let's see. I did do pretty heavy like swatches, but so I mean, you can see that they're long wearing. So if you have oily lids and you've tried these, let the other gals, because I know there's some other gals that have oily eyelids that have a hard time keeping shadow on. They would probably like to know how these will hold up on an oily eyelid. I can't speak, because these for me on a dry lid, these would last probably a week on my lids. I should have saved those for last because I'm having a hard time getting them off, and there's some other product. There's some other products I want to swatch. This is a wet makeup wipe. That was, yeah, I should have saved these for last. I'm going to have to go scrub them off with makeup remover. Great. That was just a bad idea. That's just as good as it's going to get for now. I do have one product that I don't think I can bear to swatch right now, but there's one that I haven't swatched yet or used, but I think I'm going to swatch it for you guys anyway, and that's the Bronze Goddess Illuminating Powder Jelly, 0.24 ounces, but this is Heat Wave, round, what, 2? 1, round 2. This is its second, I think, second time coming out. I do have the original Heat Wave too, but this is the compact little turquoise knob. I always love the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess collections. You'll see that there is quite a bit of shine on the top of this. I've heard that's an overspray. Okay, yep, we're just gonna do it. I'll just keep it on one side. Let's do another one. Break underneath a little bit of that overspray. So that's the new Heat Wave. I had some folks, I thought that somebody on Instagram had told me that they didn't like the new one, but anyway, there's a swatch of it, and I do have the old Heat Wave, so let me go grab that and swatch it next to this. Here is the old school Heat Wave, which is, this is an exact dupe for MAC's Whisper of Guilt, like same product. I actually don't have Whisper of Guilt anymore. Oh, that's a bad spot. Oh my gosh, get yourself together there, Tara. So yeah, the new one looks a little bit darker. And original Heat Wave looks a little bit lighter and more gold. While these two are close, they're not exactly the same. The original Heat Wave is a little bit smoother in texture, and it is a little bit lighter. The new one has got a little bit more chunkiness to it, and it's darker. I'll be damned. And then the very last product I also purchased from Food Japan or Toshiya, and it's the Dior Snow Blush in Bloom 001. This is one of those Asian exclusive products, and I haven't used it yet. I have not been able to bring myself to mess it up. It's a very rare occasion. Like, I've got several pretty, you know, limited edition items that I'll just still dip into and use. It's a rare occasion when I get one that's, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to use it. It's like, I wish I would have had two, one to use and one to keep, but it's beautiful. I'm assuming that the little color parts are relatively, you know, are highly pigmented, I should say, to compensate for all the white in there, because it is supposed to be a blush. It's so pretty. Like, in person, I don't know how well right there you can kind of see. It's got a 3D dimension or embossing to it. like the little petals stick up higher. It's just so pretty and I can't bear to mess it up yet. And that's the end of the haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen and I'll see you guys later. Bye.